3, 5, on. Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning. I am Professor Einstein. Pardon the appearance, but you know I am a scientist. This video is to illustrate how, as a teacher, we are to use simplicity. I am going to read my handout so that you can see. Simplicity is the key of communication with children. Here we have a very basic set of tools which I am using as a manipulative to illustrate dynamically the principles of making shapes happen right in front of them. These are the things that they can use. A cork board, which of course can be of other materials such as wood or cardboard. You can use your imagination. A pack of thumbnails or thumbtacks. If you use wood, of course, it would be advisable to use nails, little short nails. Besides that, we can have a piece of string or a tailor's piece of tape or just about anything else. The thing is to make it so simple that they can associate geometry with anything in our universe. And last but not least, which I don't have with me right now, a scissor. Come prepared. Well, I'm addressing the standards of the pre-K to grade 2 expectations. In pre-kindergarten through grade 2, all students should recognize, name, build, draw, compare and sort 2- and 3-dimensional shapes. Describe also attributes and parts of 2- and 3-dimensional shapes. And last but not least, investigate and predict the results of putting together and taking apart 2- and 3-dimensional shapes. All this, of course, is a very fancy principle, but for the purpose of simplicity, I'm going to just illustrate how we can make triangles without stinging myself. Okay, when we tell the children about triangles, we tell them that points on a line are just like thumbtacks on this board. Now, by either measuring an exact amount of 3 of these pieces of string and then connecting them like that and pushing the thumbtack in, they will understand the principle, or you can teach them the principle of equilateral triangles. But for the purpose of not having a scissor in the first place, I'm going to do an equilateral triangle, 3 equal sides. All they have to do is the following. One, 2, and 3. And voila. Of course, it would help if the background was a little different in color, but as I said, this is to make it so simple and so understandable that they can deal with this. Now, one of the things that I have here is that I will divide my class into groups of, according to the number of children, groups of equal. And as an assignment, they are to build their own version of my manipulative. Thank you. Thank you. The manipulative, in other words, the group that does the best looking manipulative and the simplest in design, and the one that drives the concept right to their brain, is going to be the winner. And the winner will get extra credit at the end of the semester, or you can buy them a pizza. Nothing better they like, huh? And they will be very happy and they will be learning. Remember, as a teacher, you have to impress the children. The impression must be on all kinds of levels. And if you just use a drawing board like everybody does and every teacher in the world does, and a erasable marker or something like that, you'll drive the concept, but it will be driven all the way where we want it, in the middle of the airplane. Now, anyone can tell me what this is? If they can't, then I start telling them. This piece of string is as long as this piece of string as that piece of string. That's the same principle. If I add, once I have the concept, then I say, okay, children, look at the following and tell me what you notice. And I tell them, notice how, oops, the piece of string that I have done here, like this, looks just like the corner of my board. I have just taught them about, guess what? The right triangle. Then I will start with the concepts of how this side and this side squared will give you the square that will be built here, the hypotenuse, and so on and so forth. And I will be able to illustrate, or at least build the groundwork for later concepts in trigonometry and other more advanced mathematics. Now, I think this is as basic as you can get, and it will bring the principles home to their brain. Manipulative is cheap, it's affordable, it's easy to think of, and the winning team is going to get a pizza. What else can you get? Voila!